Alright, we're getting ready to do a mobile home, and we did this mobile home about probably 3 or 4 months ago, and I guess whoever was in here didn't stay, so we're just getting ready. We're just starting our pre-spray. Did you see this area, Jay, right here?
Yeah, I sprayed it with some ammonia.
Alright, I don't want to shake the camera too much. I'll show back here. I don't know if we'll video back here, it's so dark. It's a very cloudy day today, so it's kind of hard to turn. Yeah, I probably won't video back here because whenever you're videoing with the room light on, the carpets always have a really strange color to them. Plus, it's awful dark back here. Well, let's see. Maybe I could do that. Yeah, I might be able to show a little bit of it. But that's what we're doing. He's going to pre-spray, finish pre-spraying, and we'll start cleaning. So stay tuned. Here we go. Now this room was not vacuumed yet, so they're going to vacuum it after the carpet dries in a couple hours.
It's been nitpicked.
Yeah, their vacuum burned out.
Sometimes nitpicking will do a decent job if that's what you got to do.
Yeah, they're going to come back with a shop vac or something
we didn't
later.
bring it back to the job because when they talked to us on the phone 30 minutes ago, they said that they were going to have a vacuum.
Yeah.
But they were going to vacuum, so we didn't bother bringing a vacuum with us. And there's a lot of wear here.
It's an old carpet.
Oh yeah, they just want to get it printable. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's this is December 6th, I think, and it's shorts weather here in Central Texas.
Oh, yes.
It's about 50 degrees outside, so you wouldn't want to like walk down the highway if your car broke down. Not like that ever happens. That'd get a little bit chilly, but you know, for anything else, it's nice weather for doing carpet cleaning.
It sure is.
All right. Now on this we got a spotter that has a little ammonia smell to it. It's one of the ingredients that we went around and got like the traffic lanes, and then we used our neutral pH pre-spray on the rest. So when these carpets are fully dry, they'll be nice and soft, no residue. A lot of products leave a cleaning residue behind, and then your carpets get dirty fast. We actually cleaned these carpets I think it's been about 4 months.
Several months, yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't get very dirty, and I don't know who lived in here that they didn't stay. Apparently they're full lease, but the carpet's still pretty nice. It's in an older video, but we had a big red stain we took out. I'm thinking it was right in this area, but I can't remember 100%.
I think it was right here.
But that stayed out, and none of the stains. Some people asked, you know, a lot of times when people get their carpets cleaned, the stains return. And they don't on our carpets because the pre-sprays we use. Also, we don't get the carpet soaking wet. A lot of times, if the carpet gets too wet, it takes too long to dry, it wicks up dirt and everything that's down in the pad up to the surface.
Normally,
it gets pulled up.
Returning stains are something to do with truck mounts. They get the carpet so wet, the pad so wet that stains come back up in a few days.
Or if you've used a high pH cleaner, if you went and rented them, someone goes and rinse a machine, cleans their carpet, and they put the soap in the machine like the instructions tell you to do, which we tell people don't do that. But a high pH pre-spray, if you put it down and you don't get it fully rinsed out, which, keep in mind, you don't want to soak your carpet, so it's hard to rinse it out properly, you're going to end up with a residue. It's going to be sticky, and all the dirt just sticks to that cleaning chemical that you've got in the carpet. So actually your carpets just get dirty faster. But see, the companies that rent machines, what you find, a mouse?
No,
the companies that rent machines, they're trying to sell soap. So a lot of times, if you use the soaps they recommend with the product, they're recommending a soap that's going to be good for their business because you're going to have to clean your carpets more frequently.
Yeah, all the home cleaning machines, No, they work. They clean carpets and they do a good job. But
Yeah, the machines are not the problem. It's number one, if you don't get all the water out of your carpet.
It's the instructions they give you when you're in them.
And we tell everybody, do not put the chemicals in the tank. If you put your chemicals in the tank of a machine you're renting, then basically the machine sprays the chemical down the carpet, and an instant later you're sucking it back up. So the chemical hasn't had any time to break the stains and everything down. That's called dwell time. So what's better is get a garden sprayer, like that one right there in the walkway. Get a garden sprayer, put all your chemicals into the garden sprayer. I'm going to have to move this cord here in a second. Put your cleaning chemicals in the garden sprayer mixed with water. Pre-spray your carpets and then wait about 10 minutes. Even 15 is fine. And then go over using the machine with just water in it.
Not yet, not yet.
Oh, that's coming out of the floor, so I'm not going to be able to. Well, maybe.
All right, go ahead and move it anywhere you can.
I have to hold it here for a second.
Not yet. Hang on. Alrighty. This room's done.
Alright, we're going to pause here. He's got to spray the next room. We don't spray too far ahead because we don't want the pre-spray to have a chance to dry up too much with the method we use.
Nope. So. Keep it wet.
Stay tuned. Alright, we pre-sprayed. I'm going to get in here. Get this bedroom.
Plug in.
Is that the plug-in you were using for the living room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, in trailer homes, some of the plug-ins aren't too whoopty, so.
Yeah, mobile homes, the plug-ins can be suspect.
You gotta be careful which one you plug into, or you won't have very much. The amperage will be real low. It'll make your machine where it barely starts up, and boy, if you can't start this one up, imagine what you could do with a bigger one. It just won't work. The mobile homes have weak electrical. A lot of them do.
Now what we're doing, some people call this pad extraction, and basically how it works is, okay, you have stains or dirt or whatever stuck to the carpet fibers. We put down our pre-spray, and what that does is that helps break the chemical bond of the stains and the dirt to the carpet fibers, and so that's when we call it being held in suspension. It's suspended in the pre-spray. And there's water in the pre-spray. It's not straight pre-spray. We mix it with water. But when all the soils and everything are held in suspension, then you come along, and what we do what the bonnet does, it's an orbital motion, not just going in circles. And what it does is it agitates the carpet fibers, which is one of the reasons this method cleans so well. It agitates the carpet fibers, so any stubborn dirt that hasn't broken loose, it helps to break it loose. And it does clean all the way down to the base of the carpet. A lot of people think it doesn't, but it does. And we have a video up showing how much dog hair we took out of a carpet, and the customer just vacuumed it like 3 or 4 different times.
He vacuumed it aggressively.
Yeah, he went over it and over it and over it before we showed up, and it still dug up dog hair. So it penetrates down to the base of the carpet.
All the way to the bottom.
Yep.
Like
And it cleans all sides of the fiber because it's an orbital motion, so that helps do that. And then the dirt and everything, and the pre-spray, it all gets absorbed into the bonnet. And so whenever we clean the bonnet later on, usually when we get back home, the dirty water comes out of it because we hit it with a sink sprayer, and black water comes out. And so this gets out what what other more traditional cleaning methods get. This gets it out too, but it uses far less water, so it's a low moisture clean. And of course the benefits are this fluffs the carpets up and makes them really nice and fluffy. And the carpets don't get soaked, so
it strips the carpet fibers of all the dirt.
Yeah, and it cleans the carpet fibers real well.
When you clean with a wand, you're not going to be stripping the carpet fibers.
No.
You're just spraying the carpet, getting wet, and then you're sucking the water back up, and you're wanting dirty water to come up with it, because that's how they clean.
The reason this out cleans a lot of the other methods out there, like truck mounts on the majority of carpets, is because there's far more agitation with this method. And agitation, if you're not going to put in, truck mounts use high temperature, high pressure water, and a huge amount of vacuum to suck all the water out. which still doesn't necessarily get the water out good enough that the carpets dry quickly, but they don't have very much agitation with that method. So when you clean with this method, what you do is you have to have a better chemistry, which we do, and then you also have to have increased agitation. So if you have an increased agitation and better chemistry, then you can out clean a big expensive machine that everybody thinks is the only way to clean carpets, and it just isn't true.
Well, the truck mount people will tell you they can outdo us, but the truth is they cannot. And we know that because the people that run truck mounts in Central Texas, here where we're at, we outclean all of them.
Yeah.
And we know that because when we work for a customer, they tell us we outdo all of them because they cut them all out.
Well, all that power they've got is because they're running 100 foot of hose or more, and they have to be able to try to suck that water. They need a big machine to be able to pull a vacuum that's strong enough to get that water back out. Unfortunately, most of them can't run their vacuum up that high because then they can't move the wand. It locks down on the carpet. So what they have to do is they have to turn the vacuum, they have to have the vacuum adjusted so they can move the wand around easily, and then the carpets don't get dry.
Yeah. Now the kind of truck mount that'll clean as good as we do, they're going to be the kind that cost like $20,000, $30,000. They're not going to be the ones that they're not going to be $5,000, $10,000 truck mounts. They're going to be expensive, and they'll just do what we do. They're not going to outdo us. They'll just do something similar to us.
Yeah, but we do have people ask us sometimes because this isn't what they're used to seeing. Now, one nice thing when we're cleaning at someone's house, the whole neighborhood doesn't have to hear our machine running. We're not using nearly as much water.
Well, we've had truck mount people ask us for, why don't you just use a truck mount? Well, here's the deal.
It's too expensive, too noisy.
They create noise pollution. They pollute the environment with fumes from their exhaust. Nobody wants to hear them run. They're starting to get outlawed around.
It's like going after a mosquito in your house with a 12-gauge shotgun. It's just, you don't need to do that. You can get it with a far easier method and far gentler method, and it's just overkill. Now, truck mounts are great if you have
for a
flood, something like that.
They're fine for that.
He's going to go pre-spray. Let's go watch him. And we're not trying to knock truck mounts. It's just that that's what everybody's used to seeing. And so that's what we most of the time get compared to. And they are completely different.
Now this may wash this out, but I'm going to turn the light on. You can't see it. It's really dark out here. Hang on.
But there's certain principles applied to carpet cleaning with the chemistry. And with us, we increase agitation. So we don't use the heat that a lot of truck mount guys do use. And now heat works great, like in a restaurant where you have greasy carpets. Those high temperatures help break that grease down.
We'll film back there, but with this overhead light on, it may block the video a bit.
But so what we do is we increase the agitation to make up for not using heat and not using that volume of water at a high pressure. You don't need 500 psi to clean a carpet.
Here's the thing about high heat. High heat don't clean the carpets no better. It just helps you clean them a little faster if they're greasy. You're still going to do the same job without any heat at all.
Well, the method we're using,
high heat just make you go a little quicker.
And low moisture cleaning methods, they don't damage the backing of the carpet.
No.
They don't make it start to delaminate because you're putting in all that heat and pressure, and you're shooting that into the carpet, and that's gonna exaggerate the wear and tear on your carpets. You don't want that. And this is just this is better for your carpets. It's quieter. It's easier. We don't use as much water. We don't generate as much heat. We don't put out fumes from our machine running in someone's driveway, and there's no danger of our truck catching on fire in your driveway.
Environmental thing. This whole carpet's going to be cleaned with 1.5 gallons of water.
Yeah.
A truck mountain here, they've been using 14, 15 gallons if they're lucky.
Yeah, and these will be dry. It is kind of the air is saturated today. If you look outside, you can see it's cloudy and it's a little bit misty. So the air is saturated today, so that will increase the drying times a little bit. But still, this is going to be dry in a couple hours, maybe 3 at the most. And that means you can get back on your carpets. They're going to come in here and vacuum.
They'll be in here vacuuming in about 40 minutes.
Yep.
It'll be dry. They always are, even in the dead of winter.
But there are some benefits to low moisture cleaning, and there are occasions when someone with a truck mount has certain advantages, but it's very rare situations.
Make sure the machine don't tip over.
Okay.
While I run this forward.
Slow down. That's about it.
All right, hang on. I got it. I'll get it.
And you can see on these are old beat up carpets, and it makes them look really nice. So it does a good job of cleaning. And this is the way they cleaned carpets back in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. They didn't have orbital machines.
It's the way they're going to be cleaning them in another 10 years.
Yeah, they used rotors. Now there are areas.
All the environmental stuff, those truck mounts.
Yeah, there are areas in the country where they're starting to not let people use truck mounts because of the noise, because of all the adding to the air quality of the neighborhoods that they're in. And so there's got a lot of people that are into truck mount cleaning are going to have to find other methods to do it.
Well, they can do what we're doing. That's why we're doing it.
What are you doing?
Getting the cord.
Oh.
It's smart to do it so way that you're not going to get shut down in 5 or 10 years.
Yeah. Well, the other bad thing about truck mounts is you get about, first off, there's a lot of maintenance involved in keeping them running in top shape. And once they start to get older, which is really about 4 years.
Here, make sure it's got it. All right, go in the bedroom.
Once they start to get old, you may have a guy come clean your carpet, and he's got a truck mount, but it's old, and he hasn't got it completely serviced like he should. So
then you're gonna have a real wet carpet.
Well, then your carpets are soaking wet because he can't get that water out. You know, the pressure side of the system is pretty easy. I mean, 500 psi.
The nice thing about us, if we come over your house and we spray your carpets with our gallon and a half of water, our machine don't work and we have to leave. It's a gallon and a half of water.
Yeah, it'll dry, and it's neutral pH, so it's not going to leave a residue. So.
No, it'll be great.
Yeah, if we sprayed these carpets down with our pre-spray and then just left, you just got to wait for the pre-spray to dry, and there's no harm, no foul. So.
Fire this bad boy up.
All right.
Nice room with the trailer.
Now this one's going to look weird, I think, because of the slide.
You never can tell. Overhead lights can look good or they can look real bad. In this situation, we got no choice because it is pitch. You may not look like on camera, but it's dark back here. It's as dark as my shirt. Without lighting. That is a fact.
Watch out, you're caught on it. That door's starting to come apart.
It's delaminating, I think, is what they call it.
Yeah.
So we don't want to go through too much about truck mounts, but we have people all the time say, "Well, don't you get a truck mount?" It's like, well, that's why we don't want one.
Well, we have to compete with them. So there's a lot of claims that they make.
I hear where we're at, they got a negative image because they don't get the carpets clean. They leave the carpet soaking wet. They don't get the stains out, and the stains they get out come back.
Well, this is a small.
We don't want to be tied in with a reputation like that.
This is a smaller town, and the people that do have truck mounts here in town, they aren't new truck mounts. They're pretty old. Some of them are even. They bought them used, and they were probably 15, 20 years old when they bought them.
Yeah.
And they just can't get the carpets dry. And so that's like a problem that all of them have in common. And we hear from customers all the time. The last person that cleaned my carpet, I couldn't even get on my carpet. It took 2 days to dry.
I couldn't put the furniture back down. I just sat in the kitchen and watched TV, because I couldn't get the couch out of the kitchen or the TV.
Yeah, and it's not that they're not wanting to get your carpets dry. Their equipment isn't running properly. Now you get somebody with a brand new truck mount, and they can usually get your carpets dry.
It's a really good truck mount, not a cheap one. There's some cheap ones out there that are brand new, cost $3,000, $4,000, $5,000.
Yeah, one of the problems with the truck mount is it's really easy to spray a bunch of stuff into the carpet, and you can overdo it without thinking about it too much. But then trying to get that stuff back out could be a trick. So they have to be able to lower their pressure if necessary. You really don't need 500 psi to clean a carpet. They need to lower their pressure, and if they can adjust their gallons per minute, lower that as well, because you don't want to pump too much water into a carpet because it can be really difficult to get that back out. Like I said, if they turn their vacuum up too high, they can't even move their wand around, so it makes it really hard to extract.
They clean with about 500 psi, they clean about 260 degrees. I mean, we know all about how the truck mounts work. We just don't agree with using them, and I don't agree with buying a piece of equipment that the EPA is going to shut down in 5 or 10 years when the piece of equipment costs that kind of money.
Well, if this is Texas, they'll probably never be.
Oh,
they'll probably never shut them down here, but it's something to consider.
It'll happen.
So anybody out there who's wondering about this method, it's not what you're used to seeing, but you're going to see more and more of it in the future. It's going to become more common as more people have to get away from truck mounts and all the inherent problems that come along with them.
Yeah.
And then when they figure out that they can clean carpets without doing that, I mean, office buildings and a lot of commercial properties are cleaned with a rotary buffer, and the carpets are kept really clean because you go in there and sit in the waiting room, and the carpets are nice, and they never extract them. They just use a bonnet.
You people that own those truck mounts and keep asking us why we don't get
You didn't do
that
that corner, did you?
Yeah, it's all done. And you keep asking us why we don't get one. That's why we don't want to get something